station, everybody, because we've got the great Herminius Jr. is in the house. Good to see you, man.
What up? What up? Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome once again. This is our new monthly show, the Amazing Collector Edition show. I'm very excited to be me here with my partner coming up to do this very new show. But before I go to that, I gotta plug a few of my stuff real quick, cause we did make some changes. Few users didn't realize it. Whiplash Wednesdays, where I usually do a show with Sam, with the Bad Batch. TM this week is having our boy Dylan up in. He starts it with Dylan, with this guy right here, Dylan. Community with the chatting with the community, with the comic community. Whoa, I'm already messing up. And keeping on. Usually me and Sam would go, but this week we're gonna flip it over because a few reasons we couldn't do it on Wednesday together. So what we're doing is on Wednesday, on the same time slot, 6 p.m. Eastern, I'm gonna go through that new comic book day haul, June 9, 2021. Can't wait for that. Always love doing that show with you guys. Can't wait for that day. Best day of the week is always Wednesday. And keep on keeping on. And of course, the rest of you have Nick wow, I can't talk today. New comic book day haul for Nick Comic Culture. And then we end it with the Chamorro show live for the Whiplash Wednesdays. And then Thursday is when I'm gonna do the show, YouTube team up featuring Sam Starks, June 10th, 2021, 4 p.m. Eastern. Me and Sam teaming up to do Marvel movies, any movie in the moment, the ones we like, a top list, the ones we don't like. It should be a lot of fun and all that. And then of course I always end the week with TM Nerdy. He's back. Marvel is back with their show, of course, low key. So I can't wait. We're gonna talk about that. Remove our chat with the compendium to the next day because we're gonna talk low-key with some people from the Bad Bats and all that. That should be a lot of fun. And then the next day, of course, me and TM Nerdy will talk compendium, continuing issues 38 to 41, which is pretty interesting because this show is about stuff like that, stuff like this compendium right here, about collections and all that. But to explain a little more about what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring him in. Our guy Fargate 01, aka Bruce Johannes. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Doing great, Station, everyone.
Station.
So, I think first I want to talk about this, just to get that out of the way.
All right.
The reason I'm wearing this is about a year ago when the whole pandemic started, and everyone was wearing masks. I thought, hey, it'd be cool, put this on and take a picture and make it my avatar. So it's more of a joke. I've used my real face on my avatar before, but I'm tired of wearing it. I'm double vaccinated. So are we ready?
Well, here we go.
Surprise.
I should have. Oh. Hello, Mr. Bruce. We finally see what you look like.
Done with this whole mask thing. I don't even wear one outside anymore, so done. All right.
All right.
I'll take it off later. So
All
we
right,
got
here
that
you
out of the
go.
way.
The review here on our first show, on our introduction show.
Well, other people have seen my face. This is a recent thing. It was fun, but it was a pain in the ass. So anyhow, yes, this is the Amazing Collected Edition show. I had the idea that, uh, there's different shows that cover collected editions, and there's other shows that cover floppies. But a lot of them are talking about what's coming out like this Wednesday, And so I said, you know what, Herm? We really should do like a preview show of things you can pre-order months in advance and show how you can have an online pull list and get guarantee you get your book and get 50% off. And of course, I'm kind of partial to the collected edition format because when I got back into collecting about 4 years ago, I started doing the floppies and buying like 30 books a week. And, it was cool for a while, but I started thinking, then someone saw the show called Omnibros Live. I said, what the heck? And they started talking about omnibuses and collected editions. I go, what's a collected edition? I said, I know what singles are and I know what a trade paperback is, but it's this collected edition they're talking about. And when is this omnibus? So the last 3 years, I've been kind of adding a lot of those oversized hardcovers and omnis and epic collections to my collection and kind of whittling down on the singles or pull list. So what I wanted to do, so that's kind of like basically what we're going to cover. Pre-orders you can order this month, how to do it. We'll highlight what we think we're going to grab, any monthly pre-order hauls that we've received, and stuff like that. And then we're each going to do a book review, and then we'll answer questions at the end, I guess. So
Yeah.
I guess the first thing what I wanted to do is, if you don't have anything else, Herm, I was going to show examples of the different formats of
All right.
collected edition. So do you have anything to add to what was your first collected edition? Do you remember?
Now, collected edition, I don't even remember what my first collected edition is. I do have I'm gonna show my very first omnibus. So I'm gonna give myself the solo
Good idea.
And
I'll tell you what my first one was because I've already read it and got rid of it, but it was
right here, Amazing Fantasy, not the book. This is the
yes, that'd be nice.
Stanley
Volume
Steve
1.
Ditko Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1. Right here, this is my very first omnibus. I must have got it like almost around the year that I started, around the summer. I saw this was out. I always wanted to read the original comics of the Stanley and Steve Ditko run, and this covers all 38 issues, plus the Amazing Fantasy 15, the 2 annuals, and the Strange Tale annual, and the Fantastic Four annual. So it has a bunch of comics, like what? I can't even count right now, like 40, 44, or 45 comics in one. And I freaking, all it was this one purchase, and then Volume 2 came out not long after. I got that one, and it kept going, Volume 3, Volume 4, which Volume 5 is coming out in September, and I did pre-order that one.
Me too.
So I'm going to review this a little bit. I'm not going to go into depth, but I'm going to review for people who, they might still want it because they always reprint the Volume 1s. So
cool.
I love going through that. We'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
And well,
so
the collected edition, I don't know, but the omnibus, that's my first ever anything collected like that. You know what I mean?
My first omnibus just a few years ago was the Venom bus, Volume 1. That was it's a mouthful. That was the first one I got, and it was okay. It was a lot of mini series from Venom from the 90s, so it's kind of like meh. So I sold it.
That's I haven't read that. I have that one. It's in my backlog. There you go. Who's backlog, bro? I don't know what that is, but it's in there. Those are all stuff that I grew up on as a child. So when I go through them again, I'm gonna love them. It's like automatic for me. But I understand. I was out of collecting in the 90s. Hell, I was out of collecting for 25 years. So
I just got back into it about 4 years ago, I would say.
Yeah, just
All
like
right.
me 4 years ago. Cool.
So I guess I'll go ahead and do my what is a collected edition in different formats spiel. So sure everyone's
Here we go.
aware of
Boom.
what's let's see. So you can go highlight me. So obviously you have your singles, and after 5 or 6 issues, they'll throw it in a trade paperback, volume 1, and then the next 5 or 6 they'll put in like a regular size trade paperback. In this case, this is a trade paperback, but it's Spider-Man Life Story issues 1 through 6. So it's 6 issues and done, complete story.
Great story. Great
So
story. Yes.
I don't think we're going to be covering the normal volume 1, volume 2, volume 3 of ongoing series. But if it's a complete story, then yeah, we'll cover it in trade. And here's an example of the trades, but they're basically the main event of the story. They're not an ongoing series, so get your trade paperback. Now, if a series gets popular, and after like 4 or 5 trade paperbacks, they go, let's go back and reprint like the first 10 or 12, basically the first 2 trade paperback volumes into what's called an oversized hardcover. So in this case, you got Venom. It's bigger than a trade paperback and hard paperback.
Hardcover.
And this collects Venom 2018 1 through 12 by Donny Cates. So I like this format really a lot because it's not as thick and heavy as an omnibus, but it is as tall and oversized. So
yes, it's fantastic. It looks great. I love it. I love Venom
so, oversized hardcover. Now,
thank you, K. Titus. Station.
Here's another one, Pox. I don't know. A lot of people probably got this in singles. It came out on trades, and then they did an oversized hardcover. House of X 1 through 6, Powers of X 1 through 6. It's a hardcover. It's got oversized art. You take the slip cover off. Usually, so I like these a lot. And then eventually you start getting into stuff like an epic collection. What is an epic collection? Basically, Marvel decided we're going to go back to the beginning of a character, first issue, Spider-Man 1962, and we're going to do about 20 issues a pop in each volume. So what they do is they do volume 1, the first 20 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, and then they might jump to, in this case, volume 18.
They show it in the back. Instead of showing in the front, they show it in the back.
Right, they put the volume in the back, and so what they do is about twice a year they'll do like volume 1 and then volume 18, and then next year they'll do like a volume 2 and volume 17. So it's not like your volume 1 Spider-Man omnibus where it's been volume 1, volume 2, volume 3 in perfect order. It kind of jumps around, but it's a cheaper way to go. And if you want to start at the very beginning, I think they're going to go all the way to Onslaught. So every epic line, they're going to go from the beginning of the character to around Onslaught. And then I think the last volume will be whatever leads up into Onslaught for that character. So I think it's like 25 volumes for Spider-Man is what I'm hearing. And then we have something called a complete collection. Basically a big, thick trade paperback. And if you don't want to get an omnibus or oversized hardcover, you can get these what's called complete collections. Basically, a complete collection is just several trade volumes in one big, thick trade that covers a particular story arc. So I've got this Amazing Spider-Man, the Gauntlet Complete Collection, Volume 1. I have Volume 2 on the back shelf. So another collected edition format. And then lastly, the big one, the omnibus. Now, they have different versions of omnibuses. They have like what you were showing, the Spider-Man Volume 1, where they start from the beginning and they do like 30 issues at a time in order.
Yeah.
Well, they also have artist-centric omnis, where it's just the issues that creative team, the artist and writer in this case, were on the book. So in this case, Amazing Spider-Man by J. Michael Straczynski, Volume 1. He was the Babylon 5 creator. That's where I knew him from, the TV show. Teams with legendary artists John Romita Jr. and Mike Deodato Jr. to spin some of the 21st century's finest Spider-Man tales. And so basically, this is collecting Amazing Spider-Man 1999, issues 30 through 58. And they renumbered it and went issues 500 to 514. So I've read this volume. I'm in the middle of volume 2. I had never read any of these issues before, and it was nice to collect it in a nice big omnibus and kind of catch up on stuff I missed.
That's the one with the 911 issue, right?
Yes. And
the famous 911 issue. Yep. I
and,
read that when at that time I was reading the Amazing Spider-Man, so I read a lot of that. I enjoyed it. So
so there's other.
Those are pretty much it, right?
There's other formats that I'll say for another time, like Marvel Masterworks and Absolutes and library editions, but we'll save that for part 2.
The Masterworks, that's pretty interesting, and like you can do that next time, definitely, because Masterworks is like almost the beginning. They start, it's just different.
The good thing about the Masterworks, they go back and rescan the old artwork and make it look like
it's thicker.
Day one, even better than day one. And that's what a lot of these Omnis and Epic collections, they take those scans they made of the Masterworks and they repurpose them to a paperback that's cheaper, or omnibus. They're using cheaper paper too and cheaper ink. So those master files, they kind of set all the groundwork for a lot of the collected editions. And I have a few of those, which that'll be for another show.
Yeah, we'll do that another show. So now we're going on the segment of we're showing the DCBS stuff, the pre-orders. So are you ready for that? I'm gonna pop that up.
Yeah, go ahead and pop up that screen.
Boom. So I'm gonna keep us on the side so people can see us. I was thinking of doing full, but this is a screen we see when we get on the DCBS, which I started doing myself. So I don't order a lot, but I try to order 1 or 2 if I can, or just 1 lately. But when I started it, I was ordering like 2 or 3 because it is a lot cheaper to get this way. And you also can order single issues off of this. So they're not just omnibus and collector edition. You can order singles out of this. I'll let Bruce talk more about it to us, but go ahead, Bruce.
All right. I'm just pulling it up, and I have one where I'm not logged on. So, all right. So, DCBS is Discount Comic Book Service. It's what I'm using right now to pre-order a lot of stuff. I mean, there's other places that you can pre-order from, but just wanted to use this so we can show some examples of what you can pre-order. So if you go to specials on DCBS site, it kind of picks and chooses different books from different publishers. And this is basically the June pre-orders that you can start an order now. And you basically have until the end of the month to add stuff before they cut off the pre-orders. But here's some examples. And we can just kind of look at what's out there for this month that might be interesting to pre-order. there was. Let's see.
Black Cat.
I'm definitely going to get this one.
Captain America Lives. Yeah,
I've
everybody
got
thought
the.
he's
I've
dead
been
for
getting.
good, huh?
I've been getting the. I've got the first 2 Brew Bakers. This is what, the 3rd one. I guess there's a total of 5. So, yeah. And if you can see, if you pre-order it now, you can get it 50% off, $37.50. So, that's another reason to get it. You're guaranteed to get 50% off, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get it. So you don't have to worry about the day it goes live, or at least that fighting everyone to buy it before it sells out. And this clicks.
What Bruce is talking about, when you go to the site, any site on in stock trades or cheap graphic novel, which are awesome. I love ordering from them. But now, just like single issues, those omnibuses, believe it or not, they sell out fast. People specking on omnibuses now, and then they sell out fast, so they can sell on second market too. So this thing is bananas, man, bananas. Okay, go ahead.
Sure. Now I wanted to also point out that you can pre-order by publisher. You can go down Marvel and just look at the Marvel stuff only. And what else was there? The Captain America. I guess there's two covers. Here's the second one. So this is available to pre-order right now.
That's a hot cover right there. That's another thing. They always have different covers. He'll show you there. You can choose 2 or 3. There's the DM cover, direct market, which you probably get in comic book stores and stuff like that. And then you have the cover that you get in bookstores or anything like that.
Right.
So, yeah.
So that brings me to the point. In addition to collected editions, you can also have an online pull list of singles, which I still have. Let me pull that up. And let's see. I'm going to have to use my logon. So go ahead and blank it out for a second.
All right. Yeah, so this is something that's pretty cool. We're giving you a little introduction of it now. In the future show, we're probably just going to go straight to the list and all that. Show you what's coming out for the next upcoming month. You can order it before the due date and all that, and you'll be good. That way you can secure your books before the date comes out. Anybody who's interested in it or looking to get into it, it is a lot of fun. It's not it's not one issue you can get to flip it or a slab. You're not gonna slab one of these big omnibuses, but it's fun, man. I like reading in bunches sometimes too, and and there's something pretty good or something a collection that you really love or something like that. That's what I gravitate to. I always go get collections that I grew up as a kid. And sometimes I get the new stuff too, but that's what I like getting, Go ahead. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put you back up.
So you got the pull list pulled up?
Boom.
Okay.
Station.
All right. So here's my pull list. Here's are the ones, the floppies or singles I'm still getting. Alien, Amazing Fantasy, something new. Amazing Spider-Man, Batman, Fairy Bill, which is a miniseries. Carnage, Black, White. Well, that's a miniseries. And
are you showing it? Because all I'm seeing is it's stuck in one spot where we're reading on the screen. Yeah.
Well, I have two tabs open, so which one?
Chamorro, I understand, man. Gotta take care of them kids.
Is that one moving?
I don't know. It's stuck on the Defenders right now.
Stuck in the Defenders.
Yeah. It's the very first page. It's stuck on the very first one you were showing it.
All right. Anyway, let me.
I'm gonna take it out and then you re-enter it.
No, just if you can do. Let me. Can you see my shipment page here?
I removed it from the thing.
Yeah. Remove it and re-add it. Re-add the one that says shipment. I guess I need to
it's kind of
share my screen.
Technical difficulties here on our first show. Go figure.
Right.
It always happens on my first show. My very first show, there's technical difficulties.
Screen. And
doing this for 100 years on YouTube.
Well, I haven't used this share option on StreamYard much, so so let me share this. Can you see that?
All right, I'm gonna put it up right here. Hold on.
Because
boom.
All right, so you can see that.
Yeah.
Pull list.
We can see fine. We can't see the books, but we can see what they are: aliens, amazing fantasy.
Right. So these are my pull list that at the beginning of the month I'll start a new order, and I'll hit begin order, and it'll add all these books to my cart, and show all the prices. You get 40% off, and here's all the different books I'm going to get. And one other thing I was going to point out was you can do, once you start doing this, you can go to shipment and see what you're going to get once a month. So in this case, I just got this shipment a few days ago. I can click on the shipment and it'll list all the books that are being shipped to me that month. This is all stuff I pre-ordered months ago, and I've got them here that I can show. So you can take off that screen and put me back on the video. So in that box back there, I got basically these are my floppies that they sent. You know, it gives a list of all the books. And so these are the singles on my pull list I just ordered that I get every month. You know, so and then here are the trades I pre-ordered, and you know we have a couple Epic collections, Avengers Epic collections, Fantastic Four, Complete Collection Volume 3, and a regular trade, Dawn of X. And then lastly, I got one omnibus in my pre-order haul shipment.
Annihilation Conquest.
So basically, every month, first week shipping flat 750 fee. Regardless of how many books I have, it could be this many, it could be twice as many. 750 flat fee. Comes pretty quick via American Express. And so floppies 40% off. Omnis hardbacks 50% off. And so that's my haul that I got this month.
Wow, Fargate gets a lot of books. Yeah, those are a lot of books. But yeah,
actually,
sometimes
I bet this is the amount some people get in floppies every week. This is for the whole month. And just the rest of the books were just books I pre-ordered and said, yeah, those are collected editions I want.
Yeah, but like me, I ordered a few of them months ago. I have orders from freaking November that can't. I don't even remember. I have to go back. Next time I'm gonna go back and look at what I got, and I can talk about it here. That's the point of the show, right?
Yeah.
But First show, first show, but we learning.
Some
But
of the books, yeah, are going to come out months. Hell, it might be 6 months later before it comes out. So
yeah,
it's
that's
not,
what I was gonna say. There's a lot of
they,
books that they delay it a little bit or
well,
something
sometimes
like
it's
that.
not even delayed. Sometimes it's just like, hey, you can pre-order it now, but it's not coming out to the end of the year. I said, okay, I don't mind waiting. I'll take my 50% off now. I know I'm guaranteed to have the book. So instead of waiting till
Yeah,
the day it
yeah.
gets released.
So with my situation now is everything I ordered the past 5 6 months might all come in the next month or something, and it'll be a full list, and they'll look like, oh, he ordered
Yeah.
this. I didn't order all that in a month. I ordered 1 month
Yeah.
here, 1 month there,
Oh,
separate months, and it all come all at once. That's
right.
something that happens
Well,
sometimes when you order stuff. Like it is amazing because I have a few of them coming my way now. You know what I mean? And it's something I ordered like freaking November or
yeah,
eight
correct.
months. But there's something in that order that I ordered just like 4 months ago or not even earlier this year. So it's really February or something. So it's really weird how that works. But that's just how they are. They announce it ahead of time, months and months sometimes, even close to a year. And then yeah, then that's when we get it. And also since these books, not these many books have been coming out. Like 10 years ago, it wasn't like this. Now there's a
No.
high volume of demand of these books now.
Oh yeah, the collector's
You know what I
edition
mean?
has boomed. It's boomed the past year. Marvel is pumping out Omnis 2 or 3 a month, so 2 or 3 a year.
Yeah, yeah. So it is insane how the in demand these books are now. It's that they're so beautiful. And I know they're heavy. They're hard to read. You might
Yeah,
need a get yourself a cookbook
I got a
stand or
cookbook holder
something. But
exactly. That's what I have. But you know what's a good thing
it's
about is when you pre-order this on DCBS or wherever to get it 50% off. I say you read it. They say, you know what? Am I going to read it again? Probably not. You can resell it and probably get at least get your money back.
yeah. Or
You
you
know,
can make a
I
little money. You can make a
or you can
little
make a little
money.
money. I mean, I have a Facebook Marketplace site where I selling some of my old stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, this is why it amazes me because I see this happening to even omnibuses, and it was just like, oh
And
my god, really?
sometimes it'll go out of print and people go gaga and they'll pay you like double the retail price. Like, really? I said, okay. I know it's going to come back in print at some point, so give me $200 and I'll buy it again when it comes out or buy something new. What I
Yeah, they
like is
always
reading
reprint
something.
it.
See, my philosophy is have the hobby, pay for the hobby. So if I read something and it's not something I want to keep, I'll flip it or sell it, get my money back. And so that way, at least I'm getting new books for free, basically, sometimes, or making a little
Yeah,
money.
some
But
people do it like that. I
yeah,
wish I
yeah.
did, but I love collecting my books. I have a problem with letting things go.
Well,
But
you've seen my collection of Omnis, and I got a big backlog, and I started thinking, man, I got 7 volumes of Omni volumes of X-Men. I kind of I don't like X-Men that much actually. I'm not going to read all this. I said, man, Wolverine Volume 1, man. I don't know when I'm going to get to that, and everyone wants it, and it's out of print. You know what? Maybe I'll sell it, get my money back, and get something different. So they retain their value. So they're actually a good investment. These Omnis.
yeah,
Just,
yeah. So you can get into that game with the Omni, even with the Omni, the single issue collected edition, even the epics. But I'm gonna show my little haul real quick. I don't have a big haul because I'm still waiting for a bunch of books that are coming in. But I've showed it before in the past, but I'm still gonna show it again. Spider Girl, uh,
need to order more books.
Volume 3. You know what I mean? Right there. I did. I ordered. I'm waiting for them to come in.
You need to order
But
more books, so you have big old boxes that show up every month.
yeah, yeah, sure. Oh boy. Well, yes, Spider Girl. This is the complete collection, volume 3. I probably should have just bought the first two over here too, so I could show it. But I showed it before. But this guy collects what Bruce was saying earlier, collected editions. This is what it is. It takes this whole run and cuts it up in pieces, and it's called the collected edition, not the epic collection. But this collects from the 1998 series, 33 of 50 of Spider Girl. Love this Spider Girl. You know, she was you know, supposed to be Mary Jane and Peter Parker's kid. So she all grown up there. Um, love that from like Tom DeFalco and what's his name, Ron Friends. And then of course I got this Untold Tales of Spider-Man, all those dollar issues from that time. You know what I mean? Kurt Busiek, Pat Olive, whatever.
Yeah,
How,
I got
you know
that
what I
too.
mean? And
Never read it.
it collects all the issues. Collects issues. The collector the Amazing Fantasy, like they like done after Amazing Fantasy 15. They did 16, 17, 18. Collects that. It collects Spider-Man, Untold Tales of Spider-Man 1 through 25, an annual, 2 annuals, and stuff like that. So it's like almost 30 books in one. It just used to be dollar books. So I love that. And of course I had to get this volume 2. I got volume 1 already. The Chris Claremont, Jim Lee. This is that time in the 90s when X-Men was getting fire. And it collects X Factor 63 to 70, Uncanny X-Men 273 to 280, and X-Men 1 through 9, Jim Lee, and then 10 through 9, 10, 11, materials from 10 and 11, and Ghost Rider 26, 27. So I love this little collection. I can't wait to open it up and dig it whenever. And whatever the Pet Club Rose is, but but yeah. So that's what I got lately. Next month I might have a bigger haul because, like I said, a lot of stuff I ordered from like late last, even probably September of last year. Everything that I like is all coming all in one wave. It's freaking weird. But let me get myself out of exit layout right here.
I think one of the goals of the show is to get everyone to pre-order more and have big old massive hauls every month. Save everyone a bunch of money.
Yeah, man. So anybody who like don't want to get the retail prices, cause you know, this one's $44.99, and then I think I bought it for like half that price. And then
and how many issues
right
were in there?
This one had 33 to 50. So was that 17, 18, 17, 18 issues for half that price, and then you have this one that was cover price $100. And I got half that price. And then this cover price is the $125 one, which I got it for half that price. So actually, I think I got this one.
Yeah. So a lot of the older stuff, they're definitely reprinting and coming out with these collected editions. But a lot of the newer stuff, the big events, like all the big events, the special years, they come out with an omnibus like the following summer. So instead of 10 years later, it's coming out months later. So you can wait a few months, you can get in a big old omnibus now. The whole like War of Realms, all 1,500 pages, all in one book. Big old massive book. That's a little bit big to me. You know, maybe they should have split that in half. But yeah.
Yeah, they got the $150 books too. It has a lot of books in there.
50% off pre-ordering it sure makes it a lot more easier to digest. Yeah, $150 is a lot.
People say, like $50 or $60 is a lot. It's not, because you're getting a lot of comics in one book. And
you can it for like $1.50 an issue, and a nice oversized hardcover collection. So yeah.
So that's pretty good. So yeah, we talked about that. Now we're going towards what we're doing next. I'm here like all over the place.
Probably book reviews time now, I guess. If we've done everything else.
Yeah, so
I think.
yeah, we've done everything else. So we do the book reviews real quick. So I guess I'll go first because
Yes.
so I got the spotlight again. But
Yeah.
I was always wondering what I want to do for my first show. I was like, do I do that one? Do I do this one? And you know, but like I was gonna do this one for my first review, the Fantastic Four one, Epic fourth volume. But I was like, nah, even though
It's the
all I
first
have.
episode. Yeah. You had to pick something better.
So I had to pick my very first omnibus I ever owned.
Perfect.
What got me into these kind of books too, and of course anybody who knows me knows pretty much what it's gonna be. Amazing Spider-Man number. Well, this is not the issue. This is Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1. Stanley and Steve Ditko goodness right here. It has their whole run. Has the collected Amazing Fantasy collects Amazing Fantasy 15, Amazing Spider-Man 1 to 38, Annuals 1 and 2 from that time, Strange Tales Annuals 2, and Fantastic Four Annual 1 that all features him in it. And yeah, I freaking love it. It has all 38 issues in there. Of course, all these I'm gonna show like it comes with a little dust jacket. I'm trying not to mess it up and stuff like that. Uh, Doing this kind. So the little dust jacket like textbooks have when you go to school, has all the dust jackets. So you already knows about that. And then it
Yes.
has all the cover art here.
I hate dust
The
jackets.
the new I love them. I love them. But the new the new books all come with like designs. The older books don't. They come with the old school text. They have the Amazing Spider-Man omnibus like that. The back is
Yeah.
all black. The other ones have designs or people's
Yeah.
drawings on it.
Those are more the artist central ones.
Yeah. So this one I didn't stretch the spine, so I'm not gonna open it too much.
Make
But
sure you stretch that spine. Yeah.
stretch them spines, y'all. Stretch them spines.
Yeah. You can give us a
Like
demonstration
Sandman
on
says.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it comes with a lot of like I said, the beginning stuff. You have the very first issue that you have with the Fantastic Four and the Chameleon,
Right.
believe it or not. He was actually the first villain of Spider-Man for that time. And then of course you have the issue with the Vulture, and the third issue with Dr. Octopus, fourth issue with the Sandman. You know what I mean? And then of course they had issues with the Fantastic Four and Namor, and yeah, who else? Who else? Of course, the Green Goblin issue number 14 is up in it. So
Oh yeah. All their
yeah,
main rogue villains. Yeah.
yeah,
That first volume has a lot of good first appearances.
yeah. It has the
I will say,
Scorpion, Scorpion. I think number 20, something like that, and all that. It just keeps having, and of course, it has the famous 3-issue series of what do you call that series? The famous series. I keep forgetting the name of that series. There you go. The one he does with the Master Planner. There you go. The 3-issue series of the Master Planner, which was the first actual connecting series of Spider-Man.
I kind of
And
forgot about that.
yeah, the famous issue right there when he gets stuck with all the debris on him, and he's kind of scared. They kind of relive that in the movies, and they kind of like want to cry and stuff. But all his loved ones, he think about all his loved ones and stuff, and then he's like, I gotta get out for Aunt May and all that. Wow, he brings everything out like that. So
So basically, a lot of first appearances of main villains happened in that first volume, right?
pretty much. You see, I mean, like I said, like the Vulture, Dr. Octopus, Scorpion, Sandman, uh, the Green Goblin, issue number 14 is up in here. You know what I mean? The Enforcers. A lot of people don't like the Enforcers. I like them.
True.
And the thing about Steve Ditko, you see in his art is a little different from Kirby's and all that, but I still enjoyed his art. I think it was still fantastic. Um, there's a lot of dialogue, and this is old school.
Yes,
Anybody
a lot of
who
word
don't
bubbles.
like the, yeah, a lot of word bubble. Anybody who don't like a lot of reading might not want to pick this up, but if you want the history and all that of Spider-Man, I enjoy this so much. Even though it's not my favorite run of Spider-Man, that goes the next series with John Romita, the great John Romita. Those volumes, volume two, I think, two and three. I really enjoy that. That might be my favorite runs, but
Right.
I still love this one. You can see from the beginning the love Ditko and Stan Lee was eye to eye, and then towards the end Dicko and Lee looking like they're not communicating. You could tell. So Stan Lee, Dicko was showing them the art or whatever, and Stan Lee was filling in the bubbles and stuff like that. But it's still amazing.
Uh,
I love it. Anybody who wants to get into Amazing Spider-Man, you, I feel like you do have to read this series at least
right.
once, you know. And if you don't want to keep on a thing like Bruce said, you can sell it, get money once it sells out or something like that. But I will always cherish this one. So that's my very first one. That's my first
Yeah.
review. It's a little like, but I know I'm gonna get a little better, be a little more prepared next time. But this was out of nowhere. I decided to do this one actually today. I was like, the heck with it. Forget my notes for the other one. I'm doing this one. It deserves my first issue, and
Cool.
so
I don't have that particular omnibus. I had all the Epic collections, which I've sold, but I I got volume two, and I pre-ordered volume 3 and 5, and then I'm gonna wait for volume 1 and 4 to get reprinted. So I'll have all the 5 volumes eventually. But if you want a cheaper version, you can get them in the Epic
yeah, you can get
format.
the Epic, and they sell
If you
them
don't want
cheaper
the big
too.
old thick books, you can get all the issues in volume 1, 2, 3,
They're
4.
easier to read. They're easier to read, easier to open. You know what I mean?
But
Just
they're not
open them up.
oversized. I mean, they're not oversized. Like,
You can take them
they're
in the
not
bed and read like this and
for
all
the
that. The omnibus you
bathroom or the
can't.
bed,
Not
wherever.
in the summer. Do not read this in the summer. In the bathroom. Don't do it because it
Well,
starts
the
it
ink,
starts getting
for the
messed
ink.
up.
Yeah, the only thing with these things
It's
is
too hot.
the only thing I don't like about these is depending on who makes them, sometimes the covers bend real easily, and I like the hard covers. They maintain their. But people go gaga over these Epic collections too when they sell out.
Oh yeah, there's a fandom for them too, and they're
There's a
awesome.
whole
I like I,
Facebook.
I like them too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, cool.
we can get to your review
Okay,
right here. Not real quick,
go
but
ahead.
when you
You can
do, but
highlight me. So
boom,
I
let's
was,
go.
I thought I'd be the one doing a review of an omnibus, but instead I'm gonna do a review of this, the Spider-Man book that
Yes.
Todd McFarlane was the main writer on. I had never read it before, and I figured since you and TM were doing a review of McFarlane's Spawn run, and you and Sam were doing a Spider-Man run by Nick Spencer, well, why not both were Spider-Man written by McFarlane? So this is his complete collection for his solo Spider-Man run he did in early '90s. So basically, I'm just going to read the back. It says Todd McFarlane became a superstar illustrating Amazing Spider-Man, but he changed the industry forever with his next project, the adjective of Spider-Man. Okay. Taking on both writing and art duties, McFarlane ushered Peter Parker into a pretty new area, and it began with format when the Big Apple Streets run red with blood. The web slinger heads into sewers to stop the lizard's homicidal rampage. But what is driving his old friend and foe? Then Ghost Rider lends a bony hand when the deranged hobgoblin returns. Crawler finds himself at the center of a clash of claws between Wolverine and Wendigo. And then finally, Pete goes back in black to face Morbius, the living vampire. And then in a ultimate 90s team up, they have a Spidey Jones X Force to battle the unstoppable Juggernaut. So those, so I have the first 6 issues are basically Torment, part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and basically, let me show you some of the artwork. Here's the first issue.
Love it.
Yeah, everyone
Topic Fallen is
recognizes
my
that
guy.
title. So, the first 6 issues or storyline is called Torment. So
That
basically,
beautiful, beautiful Topic Fallen art, man. I love it. I freaking love
you
it.
definitely can tell it's McFarlane art. He's got a bunch of splash pages everywhere. You know, and this first storyline involves basically the Lizard is kind of crazy and going after Spider-Man. But it turns out that the Lizard is being controlled by some other creature who wants the Lizard just to capture Spider-Man, not kill him, so she can basically kind of suck the life out of him and gain new powers. So he battles back and forth with the Lizard a few times, and then the Lizard brings him to this. I don't know what she is, but basically she wants to sacrifice Spider-Man to get some new powers. And at the last second, Spider-Man gets out of it, and he gets the Lizard to stop being controlled by this creature, and she kind of blows up the building on them, and Spider-Man manages to crawl out, and the Lizard manages to survive, and so definitely it was an okay story. I mean, it's definitely the artwork is definitely great. Story was, it's McFarlane writing, so he wasn't the greatest writer in the beginning. It was okay story, but there was definitely a lot of artwork and big splash pages. And then the next story is called Perceptions. It's a five-part story.
Look at that great cover. Oh, I love
And
Topic Fallen at that time.
basically,
I was a kid when. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Eventually, it involves Wendigo being accused of killing a bunch of kids, and a bunch of locals are trying to hunt him down. And Spider-Man, as Peter Parker, goes to cover the story, and then Wolverine shows up, and they find out basically, there's a lot of back and forth about who's killing the kids and what Wendigo is involved, if he's involved, and Wolverine is trying to track things down to figure out what's going on, and Spider-Man trying to help, but he doesn't like the way Wolverine does things, and starts threatening to kill someone, and Spider-Man said, no, we can't do that. And basically, some local hunters try to hunt down the Wendigo, and Wolverine stops him, and then they figure out who the right person is, and they go their separate ways. And then I guess the next issue is, I think, a two-parter called Sub-City.
Yep. Homage to the first issue. Him in a black suit. Yep.
So this, I guess, is there's a bunch of people who have decided to go underground, live underground the streets, because of whatever reason they're homeless. Well, it's mainly because a lot of them got deformities, and they don't have anywhere to stay or job, so they all move down below. And one of the creatures keeps on kidnapping people, and the reason he's kidnapping people and bringing them down below is because Morbius stumbled across them, and he's kind of become their temporary leader, and they know he needs blood. So there's one creature thinks, oh, well, I'm going to go get people for him, but only bad people. So he goes and Spider-Man starts investigating all these disappearances, and goes below ground and finds these creatures and finds Morbius, and there's some back and forth fighting, but Morbius doesn't realize what the one guy was going up there grabbing anyone he could, and he kind of feels bad and decides to leave, and then leave the creatures alone. And their old leader comes back, and Spider-Man decides to leave them alone, because they didn't know what they were doing. So. And here's some more BS artwork. So it's definitely all the artwork in this book is great, and it's McFarlane art. A lot of splash pages, and then finally they have this X-Force issue that I guess he wrote. And the weird thing is they put it. I guess they did it this way. In the book, you have to read it this way.
Yeah, I remember that issue. Oh, that issue annoyed me.
And it's kind of hard to read. So it's like, oh, what the? I said, how am I supposed to
number
read
16? Was that number 16?
Yeah, let me pull it up. Damn, I just lost my space.
My fault.
But I was trying to find a particular. It was like the last issue in the book. But yeah, there's a lot of full page, but you got to read it this way, which it's a little bit. I mean, the artwork is great. It takes up both pages. It's like cool, but it's kind of hard to read.
2-page splash.
And basically, he teams up with X-Force to.
TM says some upcoming Spawn issues are like that, Herm. Yeah.
He teams up. So basically, they fight. He teams up with X-Force to fight each other. So that's the complete collection for McFarlane's adjective-less Spider-Man run. And so artwork, I would say the artwork is very, very good. The plot and story, McFarlane's probably not the greatest writer, but I would say you're getting this book more for the art than the story or the word bubbles. Great. It'd probably make a good probably has an oversized hardcover version, or I think it might have an omnibus coming out too. So that's my review.
Yeah. You see, me and TM reviewing this one right here with a lot of McFarlane stuff, and you can see a lot of improvements from that, but you can tell you showing a lot of those pages. When I'm reading this, I think of that book right there.
Right. It definitely looks like a Spawn book. It's like this is definitely a precursor right before he did Spawn. So yeah, you can definitely see Spawn. It's basically you could put Spawn in the Spider-Man book, So
yeah, I freaking love that. I know, of course, we didn't really discuss too much, but one of our maybe in our next show where you talk about the masterworks and all that, we're gonna talk about what a compendium, the difference between that and an omnibus. A lot of people probably think it's not a lot of difference, but yeah, that's what a masterwork is. I'm throw it up real quick right there, and then we'll discuss that next show. Compendium, masterworks, omnibus, little bit of the difference, what it is, and what I think it is. Because people like just put a book like this and call it omnibus, and it's not.
Yeah.
These are compendiums. There's little reason, but that's for the next show. So that way we have something to talk about in the next show. We'll talk about that in the next show.
Yeah.
Part two of that explanation, introduction. This was a lot of fun. So anybody in the chats, do you have any questions before we end the show? This is your part. Thank you for coming in, supporting us, supporting this show.
Make sure you smash that like button.
Yes, always. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Ding, ding, ding that bell for notification for future videos. And of course, like always, I enjoy this. I want to hear some questions up in here.
I see missing link. Highlight missing link comment.
Yeah, she said, I honestly didn't know that PB medium has so many different categories. They do.
So we accomplished our goal. We're pointing out there's a lot of different versions, formats of collected editions, and how to pre-order them. So that's kind of the goal of the show.
Yeah, yeah. That's why we had this idea of the more explanation of stuff like that so people can understand it and they can make their choice of what they want. Of course, a
Yeah.
collector like me, I get it. I like all of it, so
So do
I
I.
gotta calm down a little bit, and you too, yeah. But
Big-
it's just like there's some collectors that only collect the omnibuses. There actually some collectors only collect the epics. Collect only collect floppies, but there's nothing wrong with collecting them all. They're all nice. They're little different reads of your favorite runs, Daredevil and all that. Or you want to wait for some hardcover collection, like that Venom one, 12 issue. They always come out with them. Then Volume 2 would come out. I think 3 came out already from that. I'm not sure. It's gonna come out something like that. But
right.
yeah, yes, ding 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 that bell, ding ding
So
ding.
yeah, as we were saying earlier, the collected edition, the omnibus, they're all the past couple of years. That's been booming, especially with Marvel. Marvel's going crazy with the omnibus reprints, collected editions. Uh,
Uh,
DC collected edition department, not so much. They kind of don't have their act together yet. Uh, because they're always canceling stuff or whatever. DC collected editions, eh. But I
Yeah,
love the independents.
they don't really DC don't get it together when it comes to honor, but they do come out with a lot of good Batman ones. I have them, but outside of Batman and maybe some Superman, like they always like sometimes they announce stuff and then it never comes out. You know what I mean?
I
And
don't
it's
think
just
there's
like
been a Superman omnibus in the last 10 years.
I just think that department, whoever's running it of the those kind of omnibus or whatever, need to do better because Marvel and
Yeah,
indies, they're killing the game with it. You know what I mean? They
yeah,
need to bring themselves in the game, get a little better at it.
yeah. Well,
Get someone in there that knows what they're doing, because there's a lot of collectors that there are a lot of DC fans that want those collections, and they're getting upset because they really want them. And
yeah.
you know,
Mm.
so
Well, we have a friend, uh, who has a connection to Marvel, or is kind of doing I don't know what you call him, an
exactly.
unofficial consultant, a near mint condition, Omar. He has a relationship with the senior
Gina the
VP of
Dragon
collected
Station.
editions.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So yeah, so like Omar and Never Met Conviction, he has like a relationship with I think David Gabriel, senior VP of collected editions for Marvel, and he's given David Gabriel, listen, this is what everyone wants. This is what's out of print, and this is what you should do next. And they're listening to him. So if you pay attention, it's a shout out to Near Mint Condition and Omar. If you pay attention, I get a lot of good information from his channel because he talks about books coming out in months and months from now. But I think what makes us different from that show and other shows like Omni Bros Live is, we actually are kind of previewing the previewing the pre-orders you can do right now and how to do it. And whereas the other shows, they kind of do a little review a week before it comes out. Well, it's too late to pre-order it then, or they just talk about what's coming out Wednesday. So too late by then. So we're trying to get you aware, hey, you pre-order these months in advance now and not miss out where to look. So any
Yeah,
other
I got
questions?
you got my man Gino the Dragon here. Thanks for joining us, man. He says, but really, I like the collected editions for stories. I reread to keep them single issues in good condition, good shape. Yeah, man, like you got some important single issues you love, and you don't want to keep reading it because you're gonna make them readers copy, and you just love to keep them in great conditions. Like getting an epic or an omnibus is the way to go. You know what I mean? Epics. If anybody who just want to read, epics are awesome too. Like I mean, they're not hardcover and anything like that, but they're awesome too. And boom, I take this book with me to the bedroom and all that. And take it over here, take it downstairs. Sometimes I take it with me to my mom's house. And I love the epics. And then of course if you want an awesome collection, you get it off an omnibus like this. Which I forgot to put mine. I will do that later. But I'll show me another omnibus. But if you get an omnibus collection like this, I know it's a hardcover. This was a smaller one. They're a little bit harder to read, but I still love the art in it and all that, and oversized and all that. Freaking phenomenal. If you
Right.
get your favorite artist or something like that, they just released a Superman one. I wasn't able to get it. DC actually did something good by getting that one. The Patrick
Yeah.
Gleason Superman run. No,
Yeah. I
Patrick
saw it.
Gleason's one of my favorites right now, and his art on that was amazing. And uh, yeah, that's all collected in a good hardcover, and you just start. Man,
So like
I love
if
comics,
those,
man.
me too. So just like if those uh omnibuses get too big and heavy, like you said, that there's epic versions, but these oversized hardcovers, which are usually like about 12 issues, they're as tall as an omnibus. It's oversized, but it's only 12 issues, so it's a little bit easier to handle. But instead of having one big book, you're gonna have like several of these instead of the Omni, which you might prefer. That's okay too.
Yeah, this is whatever you like, whatever you like. Like we were talking about, we like almost anything. Like, so like I said, some people gravitate to one collection more than others. So nothing's wrong. It's up to you what you like. You know what I mean? It's just that's what we love about this world, this comic book world. You can just choose which ones you want and all that. So yeah, if anybody got any other questions, we're coming into the end of the show. This was a lot of fun. I hope everybody learned from this show. Like I said, in the future we'll have like what's coming up from DCBS. I always get that wrong. But upcoming omnibuses, so you guys will know what to look for and all that, and what we're gonna get and all that. I thought this was a lot of fun. I hope you guys in the chat. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for coming on here to check out our new monthly show. We're always gonna go the first Monday of every month, so we could get you ready for that month. Because what was it, the 24th or the 20th? It's like the
Well,
deadline.
yeah, it's about the 20. Usually you can, their final cutoff is like the 26th of the month, but you can continue to add to your order. You just can't delete anything because they're pre-ordering stuff and they bought it. So, even after the 26th, usually you can go into a few days into the next month, still add stuff to your order until the new month's pre-orders pop up, which sometimes is a few days into the month. So there's a possibility one of our shows could be on a Monday where they haven't put up the new pre-orders yet.
Yeah, so yeah, the next show will be, I just looked it up. First Monday will be July 5th after the 4th of July. So,
That'll
I
be
can't.
close. That might be, yeah. Hopefully, I get my shipment from DCBS by then, and hopefully they have the new monthly pre-order up by then too. But and not, we'll deal with it. Uh, Herm, you still there? Looks like you got knocked out. Looks like you're coming back. Oh, looks like you got dropped. Is that you and your 1 hour limit that you
Yeah, I guess.
get dropped?
Once my phone said, that's it, you're done. Get out.
All right,
And kicks
time
me out of the
to.
show. Yeah.
You know what? I wanted to show all these different formats of books on my big table in my living room and have a camera angle pointing down. And I was going to use my iPhone to show that, but that might be a future show. I'll do a big old
Gino
like,
here. Plus, they're great to check out stories you're curious about for cheaper than paying for the individual issues and quicker.
oh
Yeah,
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 that's for sure.
yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm trying to catch up on 25 years of books I didn't read. So these omnibuses are a nice way to go.
He also said I use my comic shop for pre-orders. I do too. I got my shop, but there are some things that I do pre-order ahead of time, just you know, just to have it. You know what I mean? And some I go in the shop and get it. So I try to keep everything open just in case. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's
Well,
so many options.
We're not sponsored by DCBS yet, but we're just using it as an example. So
Maybe one
DCBS,
day, great
Omar,
premiere
or whoever has a relationship with Lunar
Nation.
and in stock trades, we could use a sponsorship.
Herm has to get knocked off the stream once every show. Yeah, right, right.
I know.
I'm afraid if I'm doing a solo show, it just knock me out, and then the whole stream is over. That's what I'm afraid of. But hopefully that never happens. But it's a tradition. It's a tradition. Kick me out.
All right.
Herm's just
Any
showing
other
his age,
questions?
123 years. I guess hit
Anybody
that
else
like
have
button.
any
Thank you.
questions?
Thank you.
If not,
Any
we're gonna.
Yeah, I guess we're thanks for joining us, everybody. I appreciate this was a fun first show. Everybody knows I take forever to end shows, but um thanks for joining us, me and our guy
Fargate.
Bruce Johannes, Fargate, whatever you
Bruce
want to call him.
Yeah, you don't have to call me Fargate. You can call me Bruce. That's fine. Bruce Fargate Johannes.
Fargate's his stage name. Like
I should say how I came up with the Fargate name. Well, I'll save that for the next show.
Next time. Yeah,
All
save
right.
something for the next show, man, for people to come
All
back
right.
and
It's just a little tease. That's a little bit of a
a
tease.
little tease.
Instead
So,
of
guys,
unmasking, we'll do the Fargate story.
yeah, guys, again, thanks for everything. And of course, my next show will be on Wednesday whenever I find my little thumbnail here. Wednesday, New Comic Book Day Haul. I'm going to do it this Wednesday for 6 p.m. My normal slot that I usually do with Sam. I'm going to do it this Wednesday. I love to do this show. I usually do it on Thursday at 4 p.m. But this Wednesday, I'm going to do it just for this week. And then I'm going to do my show with Sam. We're going to talk about Marvel movies, what we like, the top movies and everything. So, yeah, be there. Like, we're going to talk about the ones we don't like and all that. Just movies in general, you know what I mean? I love talking movies. We're going to start with Marvel movies. Me and Sam from Sam's Tangle Web, or Sam Stark, as you see. And, of course, it's a part of the Whiplash Wednesdays. You know what I mean? I got TM Nerdy, who's going to have Dylan on this show coming up first. And then, of course, I'm going to do my hall show, but I usually do a show with Sam. And then, of course, it ends with we have Nick Comic Culture always shows his wonderful hauls, and then end the show with Chamorro, part of the Whiplash Wednesday of the Bad Batch. Can't wait for any of that. Of course, before I leave, congratulations to Phable on the 1,000 followers on the Instagram. I always appreciate you, bro. His link, I think I have in the description up below, or not. I will be putting that in there. I've been slacking on that, but I think I did. But see you guys with this show on the Monday, on July 5th, 7 p.m. Eastern. Please join us. We love doing this with you guys. I hope you guys learned something, and next time we'll learn even more as we get better and better at this. Peace out, everybody. Bruce, can't wait to do this again with you. Thanks for doing this with me. Station, everybody.
Station. Fargate.